Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to thank you for your continued support to our channel. If you're watching us for the first time, please take a second or two and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell. This will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Kindly render us that support. You can also help us share our videos, and on this one, give us likes so that this video can reach many people. Again, thank you very much for your support. There is a lot of confusion and error in Kenya Kwanza. They are conflicting, messages. We are told that Mudavadi is about to fold his party, the ANC, to join the UDA. And experts are warning him that for the fourth time, he's going to fall victim of political deception, because this is not the first time, if at all Musalia is going to fold his party, that he's being deceived and is making a wrong decision. He's done it in the past, and he was young then. He had more years to make such mistakes. But at his age now, if he makes another blunder, it will be the end of him. Now, reports are being given that Musalia to fold ANC in grand UDA plan. And in a certain headline, NTV was reporting that Musalia is going to be made a deputy party leader together with Rigathi, something that has rattled Rigathi. But I want you to see how they are trying to deny this. ANC dismisses reports that Mudavadi wants to fold party, and they say he was misquoted. The Manyora National Congress Party denies reports of its founder Mudavadi intending to dissolve the party and join the United Democratic Alliance Party UDA, and they say ANC Director Omule Jr. clarified that Mudavadi was misquoted and he only expressed the need to support President William Ruto's agenda. Omule stated that if the ANC were to dissolve, then all parties within the Kenya Kwanza, including UDA, must also dissolve to form a new party. He emphasized that any decision to dissolve the ANC would require the consent of all members of the party. This is coming at a time when Mudavadi told the nation that he is consulting, and very soon he would come up with a second earthquake. Many political pundits interpreted this as a move to join the UDA party. Now, lisemwalo lipo, where there is smoke, there is fire. Remember, the other time when he wanted to join the Kenya Kwanza team, he took people round and round. There were reports that they were meeting at night, and that the current UDA Secretary General, Cleopas Malala, was the one who was sent to try and woo him to join. But he refused. But finally, it came to pass. Recently, Ruto showered Mudavadi with praises that he's the best diplomat that he has in UDA government, and that is the reason why he sends him to different nations for presidential errands. But on this one political pundit disagrees and is warning Mudavadi that if he makes that mistake again, he will have himself to blame. Herman Manyora, in his Twitter handle, said this, that when it was said that Musalia to fold ANC in grand UDA plan, Manyora is saying, I hope this is not another carrot dangled to my brother, as has been since the days of Moi, Raila, and then Uhuru. No stopping to learn. Folding your party is pulling down your house to sleep in the neighbor's couch. Rigathi Gachagua must be happiest. Now I want you to look at the manner or the other side of the coin that Manyora is looking at it. While NTV or Nation Media is reporting that Rigathi is rattled about the decision of Mudavadi to fold and join UDA because they are going to share powers as deputy party leaders. Manyora looks at the other side and he feels that if there is one person who is happiest about this move is the deputy president himself, Rigathi Gachagua. And I'm wondering why he's saying this, because equally, Rigathi does not have a party. I know they formed the UDA together, but many have argued that UDA is a Rift Valley party. But then, ladies and gentlemen, let us try to look at it this way. In 2002, when Kenya was ripe for change, and Kibaki and Eugene Wamalwa and Charity Ngilu had formed the NAK party, NAK, and Raila Amolo Odinga with the people like George Saitoti the late, Kalonzo Musyoka, and the renegade that had run away from KANU formed the Liberal Democratic Party, LDP. And Kenyans urged them to unite so that they could oust Moi, because that was the only way. Mudavadi, at the very final moment, ditched the LDP, went back to Moi, and he was made a vice president for 3 months. People have argued that that is the reason why Raila had to go for Kibaki Tosha, because Mudavadi was the most senior political leader there that would have taken the mantle on the LDP side. I don't know how true that is, but he was made a vice president for 3 months. It was to wing him that he had powers, and he was in the cold for some years. And I remember when finally KANU nominated him as a member of parliament, he refused. He took a sabbatical break. Then that was in 2002. Then 2007, he came back and joined Raila. And Raila has a soft spot for Mudavadi. I don't know why. He was one of the Pentagon members. He was poised to become the vice president. Ruto, of course, was supposed to become the prime minister. Things did not work out. Raila became the president and Mudavadi the deputy prime minister. Then after 2007, we were back now in 2013. Mudavadi was misused again. And I remember he was told to go and contest. Jeremiah Kioni, who is now the Secretary General of Jubilee, was his running mate. The funniest part of it was, even in the polling station where Jeremiah Kioni is a registered voter, Mudavadi had 0 votes. That means neither Jeremiah Kioni nor his wife nor any other person who is close to Jeremiah Kioni voted for Mudavadi. And that became the biggest fallacy. And this happened after we were being told that at some point Kibaki wanted him to become the president, but the forces, I don't know if there are forces of darkness, but the deep state, the Mount Kenya deep state, prevailed upon them to allow Uhuru to contest. So that was another big moment where Musalia Mudavadi showed his weakness. Now, there is something that I want you to understand. In 2002, when this was happening, Ruto was watching very closely. They were together in Kano, and he saw how weak Musalia Mudavadi was. In 2013, when Uhuru and Ruto contested and they became president, Ruto watched very closely how Mudavadi was easily gullible. And he knew that this is how to deal with Mudavadi. The same way Ruto had studied Raila Amolo Odinga and realized this is a statesman. You rig the votes, he will go to the streets and then he will come back as a statesman and you will negotiate and all that. That's how Raila has never been the president. Because of his weakness, being a statesman, he does not stand to the end. William Ruto is a man who believes that if he will clear the whole world, he remains alone, but he gets what he wants. So that is what happened. And Ruto knows very well that Musalia Mudavadi is one person who can easily be manipulated. In 2022, Musalia was wavering between supporting Raila and supporting William Samoei Ruto. Seems like William Ruto had told him, "Hii kitu tunachukua, we have negotiated with the US." He folded his party, and that was an earthquake, as he calls it. At some point, people thought Musalia was going to have nothing, if not the presidency, then the deputy. And that's the reason why he had ditched Raila, because he was saying Raila promised that he was going to support them. So people thought that when he ran away, the only thing, the least he could take was a deputy president. He didn't do that. And now, as things are happening, Musalia seems to be folding his party, and he has agreed that Ruto is going to do a second term. So Musalia is looking at 2032. Manyora feels that this is another fallacy. Someone is hoodwinking and trying to use Musalia Mudavadi. But I want us to look at just three things, ladies and gentlemen. Political parties are used for negotiating power. When you sit down, you must have a party. You cannot go there without anything. And for you to become a kingpin or a spokesperson, you must present your political party and the people who are in it, people who follow you. Musalia Mudavadi wants to fold his party so that he joins the UDA. That means he will not have any political party. William Ruto, as you know him, has showcased and proved that he wants to become a kingpin outside Rift Valley. As we speak, people are still arguing, who is the real kingpin in Mount Kenya? Ruto, Gachagua, or Uhuru Kenyatta? Going by what is happening, Ruto seems to be the real kingpin, because Gachagua has been told that Ruto never passed through anyone to go and look for votes in Mount Kenya. People voted for him because he endeared himself. And Ruto dictates what is happening. Gachagua has been trying, but Ruto still remains the ultimate kingpin. Those are my thoughts. I don't know. In 2002, Ruto supported a UDA candidate in Kakamega. Kakamega is the heartbeat of the Mulembe nation. So for him to go and present a UDA candidate, Mudavadi really showed that he's very weak. You cannot go and present another candidate which is not UDA in Eldoret, in Uasin Gishu. You cannot do that in Kisumu. You cannot present a UDA candidate to contest or take a governor in Kisumu, because that is the heartbeat of Nyanza. They would want to have a UDA and ODM candidate even if Raila is losing. Even if Ruto would lose, he would want to have a governor who is a UDA governor. So all this presented a very weak Musalia Mudavadi. If he folds his party, then let me tell you something. By the time they are presenting a candidate for a gubernatorial position, senatorial, all these positions, and Ruto decides that he's now going to dictate things. For example, in Kakamega, Ruto presented Malala. Malala has ditched after wooing Mudavadi to get to Ruto. He's now the UDA Secretary General. He was supporting the ANC. And this tells you that Ruto knows how to use some of these leaders the same way he wanted to use Ababu Namwamba as the Secretary General in the UDA. He wanted to take over ODM long time ago. What will Mudavadi do? Because to me it will be too little, too late when he has folded his party and Ruto now wants to select candidates for several positions from the MCA all the way to the gubernatorial position. And he just decides, because he has money, Musalia Mudavadi does not have the money that can sponsor, he buys them and presents them. What will happen to Musalia Mudavadi? It is a dead end. That will be the end of Mudavadi, because now he won't have his choice. I remember in 2020 he was crying when Ruto presented a candidate, a UDA candidate in Sabati, and he was saying this should not happen. He was saying, I cannot support an ANC candidate in Uasin Gishu, in Eldoret North, for example. Ruto will repeat the same because he has proved that that is what he wants. He presented a UDA senatorial candidate in Bungoma after Moses Wetangula supported him. So Mudavadi will not have any other candidate. They will all be in UDA, and those who will be contesting in UDA will be pro-Ruto. Number two, which is very important, how will Musalia Mudavadi, how sure is he that come 2032, Ruto will support him? Because what will happen is that Ruto shall have done his 2 terms, he won't care. Even if he doesn't support Mudavadi, what will Mudavadi do? Will he register another party? ANC will be no more. They will be in UDA, and he says, I'm not supporting you. What will Mudavadi do? Ruto will be enjoying his retirement benefits. There are young tax in that UDA. People like Sakaja, people like Cherargai, people like Ndindi Nyoro. What is the guarantee that after Ruto leaves, then Mudavadi will be supported? There's a big problem in that UDA because those young politicians will not listen to anyone apart from William Ruto. After he's gone, he will not, for example, convince them to support Gachagua. It will be very difficult. And Mudavadi is in that mix. He will get problems. There's nothing you can do to a retired president if he doesn't support you. And this is why I'm saying that Mudavadi must be very careful so that he does not repeat the same mistake again. How comes will he become a kingpin, a Mulembe kingpin, once he allowed Ruto to get there with UDA? The kingpin will be William Ruto, who is the party leader. And William Ruto will be dictating things in Mulembe Nation. How I wish that Mudavadi remains steadfast and refuses to be intimidated. I don't know, but I feel that for the 4th time, Musalia Mudavadi is being deceived to make the biggest political blunder. And that is my take.